Excuse me, I believe some audio difficulties so far. I'll step back in front of the camera after this half in, as I believe you weren't able to hear me. So my apologies for that one. Not exactly sure why, but either way. So here we are with Allegheny. Shaker taking on the Tigers. Will Tagan just with a big double, making a one hop to the wall. So far, we're scoreless, but it's Will Berglund's job to get that first. Suba, checks taken off. Second, now here's the pitch from the left-handed dealer. It's sent up the middle. Will that get through? Indeed, it will. Taken rounds third. He's coming in to score. Here's run number one for Shaker Heights. Hopefully now you can hear me because Will Tagan has already scored. One double and then one RBI single brings home the first run of the ball game, and Shaker leads 1-0 now. Berglund will be on first, and Braden White is the next man up. Ooh-wee, quick start for Shaker. Braden White in that game against the Cleveland Heights Tigers really showing that color scheme of these North Allegheny Tigers. That black look. Braden White has had success against these Tigers so far this season. He had 2 home runs in that one game against Cleveland Heights, and he's looking to have that same kind of success here, especially now that he's moved up in the lineup. Let's see what he can do. Here's the kick and the pitch. Now one upstairs. Again, 1-0 your score, one away now as over to center field. That one off the mark. Not exactly sure what the was, but I'm aware you guys can hear me now. Here's the 3-0 to Braden White. That one, oh, tough call. In tough. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 away with the runner on is Will Berglund, that guy. Here's the pickoff tip at first. Berglund is back in the standing easily. Suba make his walk over at first. And now another runner is in scoring position for Shaker, and that's going to bring C.J. Landry to the plate. Now looks like we are also going to get a pinch runner for Braden White. Keep in mind he's the catcher, so they're always going to try to take the catch out so he cause a quit. May not be himself, it's a pinch runner, but still making that difference. And they put a speedster on first in the form of Nemo Crosby. Crosby not in the lineup here today. That's how he's able to pinch runner. But you'll typically see him in the outfield if you do. Leighton Landever is in the index circle. C.J. Lindstrom is the next man up. First pitch to him. Off the mark. Landstrom enters in today, number 25, batting .233. He entered into the game yesterday. Got 2 balls, no strikes to C.J. 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. That's Will Berglund. Nemo Crosby standing off of first. Suba already up to 13 pitches. The 15th will be making its way to Landstrom. And here it comes. This one cut on and sent right to the first base. No chance at a double. It's just going to move the 2 guys already on base, 1 more. And so 2 guys scoring position as up now. It's going to be Nate Landever, number 21. Shaker would like some more insurance, especially to set the tone. Malachi Kranz would be up next if he gets the opportunity. Number 20, but 21. Nate Landever batting left. Here's the pitch. And off the mark. Again, 2 runners, 1 cut on and bent it over to right field. That is a hefty hit. Oh my goodness! It's a bomb for Nate Landever. Blasted. That one just kept on going. And it landed to the left of the pole out and right. 4-0 is now your score. And holy cow. This has started quickly for Shaker. What a beginning to making its way over the fence. just avoiding foul, and now the bases are cleared for Malachi to make his appearance in the batter's box. He's the second guy. Already 4 guys have come across. Of the 6 guys, 4 have scored, 2 have been out. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs. Holy, what a start. 4-0 your score. Shaker with probably one of the best starts of their season, and it comes against North Allegheny. This one's sent in left center. It's going to be taken by the center fielder as the left fielder just ducks out, and that is going to take us to the bottom half of the inning. Let's step in front once again, as now we do have a lot to talk about. So already, after that top of the first inning, we're already winning 4-0, but we just wanted to get the feel of this game as we get set. North Allegheny is who actually split into 2 schools, the intermediate high school for freshmen and sophomores, and the juniors go to North Allegheny Senior High School, right behind where your camera sits. Right here, Pennsylvania, where Shaker is on the road for actually their 5th out-of-state game of the season. They took on 4 teams out in San Diego to begin their season. Now here they are in Pennsylvania, 111 miles from home base, about a 2-hour drive for that charter bus. And here they are already getting set behind me. He's the starting pitcher who had a great appearance his last time in relief. And we're just looking for that kind of outcome so far. But he's got some insurance run to work with 4 after that. Nate Lindever backs into right field. But I'm going to step aside and just call it from behind the camera. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Olam here with the call from Wexford, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining. Well, pitches have concluded for Andrew Fogarty. Entering in at the plate, he struggled, but in pitching, and you gotta credit that appearance against Normandy. I mean, he came in 6 innings in relief and didn't give up a single hit. He walked 4, but he struck out 9. Here's the first pitch of the new day. This one very much elevated out to right field, but Nate landed off of him. And then through 6 innings in high school ball, I mean, that's just a really rare occurrence for that to be the case. Faced 20 strike on the batter, Mason Smith. Here's the pitch. Come on, missed. And it just felt like Fogarty was really just laying on the strikeouts. He was coming after those hitters and putting them right where the batters wanted them. They just couldn't make the contact. This rounded down the third base line foul. Order, and the Tiger has to work now. That one, ooh, inside. There's one. We can hope Fogarty is really bringing momentum into this game. He hasn't pitched. That's what you're seeing from Shaker Heights and their pitching. They take a week off and then they come right back in. And now here's the pitch. This down. It will not get down as Brett Moore makes the grab in the grass, past his spot over in short, and there's out number 1. That'll bring us to the defensive makeup behind Andrew Fogarty. Out in left field, you're going to find Cole Klein will take it out in center field. Have we seen anything but? And then out in right field, Nate Landever, who is really something to talk about already in this. His first run. Special. Here's the 0-1. Going right way, but it ends up off the mark. Ball 1. 1-1 the count with 1 away. 4-0 is your score. Shaker, the defensive makeup in the dirt behind Andrew Fogarty. And then to the left side of second base, you're going to find Brett Moore at shortstop, who's made. And then Gordon over at third. That's 3-1. Trying to avoid a walk here against the batter, Matt Perigary. Here's the pitch. This one line into left center. That's going to get down a base hit. That'll be a one-out single for Paragary. And that's going to bring up the third guy wearing number 3, actually, Owen Shaw. A lot of threes when you meet this guy, Owen Shaw. Number 3 in the jersey, number 3 in the order, and gets it's third base. Paragary is off first. AC Robinson, the first baseman here today. This one blasted in the right center. That one's taken down and probably will score one. Round third is Paragary. He's coming in to score. He will easily be a triple. They're going for the inside the park. And they will get it as that throw is flying from the outfield. And inside the park, home run splits this lead. Now 4-2. Made its way right into center. And yeah, he got all of it. Not as much as he landed on his swing, but you got the picture. Takes first. Like they switched out Cole Suba, put in designated hitter number 25, Costanzo. J.D. Costanzo, first pitch 2, down low for 1. If you're in, you're going to slow this one down. Work back to work in that last Normandy game. Shaker winning that game 8-7 in 9 innings. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back over into the net behind home plate. Andrew Burley coming out from the dugout to take it away. Shaker with a 1 overnight trip here today. Just one night. They're staying just for this game. This one's sent over to the third baseline and foul. It's going to be strike 2. Over to the right side of that first baseline, you're going to find just a bunch of trees. That's really the only part of this field that doesn't have a lot of interesting with. Right over to the left of the third baseline, you're going to get the actual senior high school itself. This one sent right through the first baseman and second baseman. They hold the lead runner and now make it the leading. The go-ahead run is now at home plate. A lot of on speak of her. 4-2 your score. Shaker is leading. Only 1 out so far for Andrew. Had 2 strikes on him, but he just laid it in there and there was something good to hit. So now Posey's over at second. Enzo's on first. Next batter up. Down, just throw the pitches like you did in that Normandy game. There's not much more to say about that. He did so well. Granted, a totally different competition. That was down low. On the count, 2 men on. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 2. Fogarty could use a strikeout here to at least preserve this lead. 2 hits, a big backstop, so he's not going to be able to get soon enough to moves to second. The offer, and he thought about it. Go. Make it a 3 count. Got to count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first inning. Big pitch coming here. Here's the payoff. Upstairs, got him swing. There's strike 3 on cut upstairs. And it'll be the first strikeout for Drew Fogarty, and that will help him out a lot as now he's got Augie Maslow up to the plate. Number 6 making its way. This one grounded over Brett Moore. He'll handle the throw on, and that'll be in time. Good throw to Brett Moore, or from Brett Moore to Casey Robinson. And that's going to be out number 3. So, an exceeding first inning in total. Shaker scoring 4. The North Allegheny Tigers scoring 2. We're going to be right back for the call. second. 2 up is Casey Robinson, Cole Klein, and back to the top of the order we go in Brett Moore. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullen here with the call out in Pennsylvania. And Casey Robinson, the first baseman in today's game, is batting 8th in the 9-man batting order. Behind him, due up to cap off the order is going to be Cole Klein. And then back to the top of the order we go in Brett Moore. 4-2 your score. Shaker Heights leading. First pitch, outside and low for ball 1. Casey Robinson, so far hitless in his 7 at-bats. Also yet to just be a base runner. Hasn't walked, hasn't been hit by a pitch. And so we'll see if he can change the narrative here. Here's the 20th from Suba. That one also down low, ball 2. An exciting first inning brought us 6 runs. Shaker with the lead. This one fouled up in inning. Just a bit more elevated to hit that American flag. No national anthem for us here today, more than likely due to it being an interstate contest. Normally, you're not going to see that between 2 unfamiliar schools like that. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. Yeah, you could tell. 2-2, the count. We're evened up. Nobody out just yet as we're getting set for the top of the second. Suba now with his 23rd, making its way in just a moment. Suba, number 13. Here's the pitch. Cut on, missed. That'll be Casey Robinson's 5th strikeout in his 8th. That's going to bring the last guy in the 9-man order, Cole Klein, a left fielder in today's game. So far, a very grand accomplishment. Earlier in the season, they were striking in around 40 of their at-bats. This one is going to get down line in the left center. Cole Klein with a 1-out single. Here on the top of the second, and Shaker's going to pile on some more insurance runs if they can. Brett Moore is the next man. Back to the top of the order we go. Brett Moore in his first at bat sent this one into center field, and it was a good play by Paragari. So now Shaker back to winning, and they are still winning in the game. Don't you worry about that. Over there, however, on the other side of the field, you're going to get the North Allegheny Senior High School itself, nicknamed Nash for NASH. And then out in the home run fence, it's out there just a minute is the pitch. This one caught fouled over to the trees once again. Past the home run fence, out in right field. We're actually behind the second baseman. Here's the pickoff attempt. Cole Klein back in safety head first. Discus throwing field. That's right. A discus throwing field. They have a lot of land here in North Allegheny, and you can really see it on this side in the athletic center. This one melted in the center, but it's going to be held up to. Klein's still over there at first. The 4th hit for so far. Now it looks as though we're going to get a meeting between the catcher and pitcher. The catcher here today, Hirschberger. Number 8th guy in the order. Number 5 on the back of the jersey. Wilton, next guy up, he is hitting well. There's not much more to say about it. Batting 348 entering into today after a 2-2 performance and then walking 3 times in the last game yesterday. And now today, already back to 1-for-1 on the day. Here's the pitch. This one now back into the caging behind home plate. Will Berglund would be the next man up if he gets the opportunity. Suba checks the runner at first. Now here's the pitch off the mark. Klein looking to steal. Safe. Got under the tag. Cole Klein is safe at second. Now it's an RBI opportunity for Tagan, and you know he's able to convert on these kinds of opportunities. You can hear Andrew Burley keeping it vocal over there in the Red Raider dugout. It's the typical it's for Shaker likes to keep it vocal in the dugout. Again, I mentioned this a couple games ago. It's just a really bad day if they vocal out in the dugout because it just seems to always be that case, and that's just something you enjoy seeing. This one sent up the middle. The shortstop handles, can take and beat it out. He cannot. The throw is in time, and that's out number 3. So 4-2 remains your score after the top of the second. As it's going to be Andrew Fogarty back to the bump, and due up for the Tigers is going to be Mancuso, Hirschberger, and then back to the top of the order, Mason Smith. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker by 2 after the top of inning 2. Up by 2, 4-2, their score. Shaker able to get 4 to come across in the top of that first inning. The runs that came across to score Will Tagan, Will Berglund, and Nate Landev are all scoring. And Mo Crosby came across that Pisky's ball out and right. That'll be ball 2, Andrew Fogarty. Fogarty off to a shaky start, but he can't get back into. When he's in a rhythm, he can really get into a rhythm. However, with that third straight ball there, doesn't seem like he's really in it. Hirschberger is the batter, number 8 in the order. Here's the pitch. And down low, pitch walk issued from Andrew Fogarty. So one man on first, that's going to be Michael. The first pitch he sees will be 30th from Fogarty of the. And it looks like we've got a moment. Mancuso, number 9 in the order. He's the right fielder for the Tigers here today. Pitch, and Braden White trying to gun down over second, but that's not going to work. Very much off target from Braden White. We've seen him get people over at second all throughout the year, however, that's just not the case. We've also ball so Fogarty threw 30 pitches. He's thrown 14 strikes only. This one sent over to left field. Klein able to make that. There's an easy out number one for Andrew Fogarty. Trusting the guy behind him. However, over the past couple games for Shaker, it's been a little difficult to trust them. Trust that defense behind them. The reason in the last 3 games, 11 errors just from the infield alone. In that last game against Mayfield, 7 in total. 6 from infielders, 1 for Quentin Garnett behind the dish. The pitch of a new at bat. This one ground over to Berglund. Oh, did this one end up foul? Looks like it did not. Oh, okay. So the runner at second is going to stay put. And, well, that's just the right move. We're trying to make your way to third. You would have been out by a mile. His first night game of the season. Here's the pitch upstairs. Ball 1. Gary's 1 for 1 on the day. Shaker up 4-2. However, the Tigers are threatening to do some damage. That pitch once again upstairs, ball 2. Walking one here would load the bases with a single. That pitch down low, ball 3. Fogarty off the mark. Some insurance runs to work with, but that's never an excuse for a pitcher to end up playing a bit loose. As a pitcher, you're never going to put a start down. Shaker looking to get their second out-of-state win, their first. That isn't California. That one fouled back. In that San Diego tournament, Shaker only winning in that first game against Francis Parker in that SoCal tournament. After that, they lost the next 3. Pitching was very much a struggle throughout it. This one grounded over to Brett Moore. He'll flip on the second runner. Will need to hold off that third. He can't advance. So that'll hold the runners to a win now. Andrew Fogarty already close to 40 pitches on the foul over the right side. These batters have been trying to take those trees over to the right of the first base line. And Earth Day was just a few days ago. Fogarty checking the runner over at third. Was going to make the pitch down low. It's going to get away from Braden White. That's going to score 1. That's going to be the third run for the Tigers. And now they're only by 1. 4-3 is now your score. And now the tying run is on third. 4-3, now your score. Each team with 4. Schalker in the bat. More, and it falls down to the field. That score another and done yet. They keep trying to attack Fogarty. Kranz over, smashed it right field, but Nate Lendover changing in, making the grab for out number 3. So North Allegheny sits there 4 runs into the need to clean up. Hopefully very much for Allegheny sits there 4 runs into the need to clean up. Hopefully very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the game from Southwest Pennsylvania. Now Berglund standing off of first. Braden White now, bat raised above the right shoulder. He's the next man up. Behind him would be C.J. Landrum, also due up. Nobody out. Braden White fouls this one back into the netting behind home plate. 0-1 the count to start off White's AB. Shaker tied with North Allegheny 4-4 currently. Here's the next pitch, cut on, missed. He swung at a pitch a bit down low and off the mark. And so that's going to move us to an 0-2 count. Braden White checks, gets the signal from head coach Stephen English over at third base. And now he's back to it. Here's it once again, fouled back. Fouled back. The baseball actually skipped over the netting, made its way over off of the bounce. And we're getting a couple kids to snatch this one out of the grass behind home plate. We're going to do it again at an 0-2 count. Berglund off of first. Here's the pitch. In tight. Ball number 1. Good patience now from Braden White, needing to protect. Again, he had 2 home runs 2 games ago. It was a really fun sight to see. Here's the pitch. And, just a bit high, or actually, I believe off the plate. Top of the third inning, runner on first. It was the leadoff man getting the single, just barely missed the home run wall. That's going to miss again. Move us to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Braden White, once again, getting the signal. And now he stands back in. Nobody out just yet. Shaker leading in hits 5-4. However, they have more defensive errors than the opponent. Here's the kick in the offering. Berglund stealing as well, but that's going to be a walk. Braden White starts off his count with no balls and 2 strikes, but patience is going to win the battle here. He takes first on the walk. And it'll work Suba's pitch count heavily as well, as now he's up to 42. And now with White over at first, he's going to actually be replaced by a pinch runner once again. He is going to be replaced by Nemo Crosby. Crosby came across to score his last time pitch running for White. Let's see if he gets that same kind of opportunity again. Pitcher leans forward. Cole Suba now stands upright, checks the runner at second. Here's the kick, the pitch, down low. Ball 1 to C.J. Landrum. Landrum, his first time, was an out victim. Only one time did a batter strike out through the order. It was Casey Robinson, who, may I point out, hasn't been up to bat in a long time. Here's the pitch. C.J. Landrum sends this one into right field. This should just be a fly out, and indeed it is. Berglund thinks of tagging, and maybe he should have. It'll get away from the middle infielder, so he would have been safe, no doubt. However, he stays put in the name of security. And now it's that man that had that 3-run home run back in the first inning, Nate Landever, number 21. Landever batting right, blasted this one over the home run fence out in right field. That brought across runs number 2, 3, and 4, trying to do the same kind of thing with a swing that time. Fouled back into the caging to the left side of home plate. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away. Here's the pitch now to Nate Landever. That'll go for strike 2. That one catching the outside half. Crosby off of first, Berglund off of second. Shaker could really use some more runs now, especially after that lead was broken down from 4 to 2 to now 0. Here's the pitch. This one sent into shallow left. It'll go down as a foul out. Oh my goodness, what a bad call. They call him out as Will Berglund makes his way back to second. And he was safe. I mean, and I normally don't say those kinds of things, but my goodness, from this view, He looked like he was safe by a landslide. However, we get a different call. And he's out number 3 on the foul out. Berglund was making his way to third, but after the catch was made, he was already making his way back to second, and again, thought he got there in time. Just not the case. So there's out number 3. 4-4 remains your score as we head into the bottom of the third. Fogarty looking to put up a 0 for the first time in an inning. Let's see if he can do just that. Nico Varlata is going to be our first guy due up here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's first pitch to him, grounded on the infield. Brett Moore scoops this one up, the throw on the run. What a play by the shortstop, number 1. Made a play like he is number 1. There you go, Brett Moore. He struggled with errors throughout the season. I believe he leads the team in errors, but with a play like that, he's on the right track to get away from that kind of title. Great work. 1 pitch, 1 out, and they're a great bunt. Fogarty picks this one up, and yeah, there's no way you're making that play. Number 6, Augie Maslow, with the play there, bunted that one right over to the third baseline side. And wow, that was just a great bunt. That'll bring us to the 8th guy in the order, Hirschberger. Hirschberger, number 5 on the back of the jersey. And yeah, that was just a great bunt. So now you got the runner at first. And now they're looking to run the third. Braden White trying to gun him down. The throw, not in time. So from corner to corner, he's safe. Wow. He was already just about 3/4 of the way to second when he noticed the ball skipped on by Braden White. So he said, hey, let's just go even further. He made his way to third, and now he's deep in scoring position. Let's see what happens here. 4-4 your score. Here's the next pitch from number 4, Andrew Fogarty. This throw does get away from Braden White, but he keeps it much closer than it was last time. And so don't worry, it's still tied. Bottom of the third, 1 away. Runner standing off of third. Here's the pitch. In there, first strike. A much needed strike for Andrew Fogarty. Braden White really needs to protect home plate and not let anything get by him. But it's not helpful when some of these pitches have gone a little bit of everywhere. And they're not helping the cause either. That one's going to nail number 5, Hirschberger in the numbers. Runners at the corners with 1 away. Fogarty struggling to maintain this tied game. And before, he was trying to maintain a 4-run lead, then a 2-run lead. And now here we are, once again, rooting for Fogarty to not let anything come across, but it has been a struggle. The Tigers have been making great contact. This one's sent to the third base side and foul. Number 14, J.J. Mancuso, is the batter currently up. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Here's the pitch from Fogarty. That one down low. And the throw cut off by Kranz. The reason being the same thing as last time. As mentioned, cutting it off, trying to get that runner from third in case he wants to go home. But didn't happen there. We're still tied, 4-4, middle of the third. And that one ran in, almost got him again. Fogarty struggling on the mound. He just needs to get back into a groove. As we saw against Normandy, as we've seen a great many times from him. This one sent over to Will Berglund. He doesn't make the play at first. Instead, he's going to get the out, or excuse me, he's not going to make the play at home. Instead, he'll get the out over at first. And so the Tigers take the lead for the first time tonight. "5-4 now your score. And now here's the steal attempt over at third, the throw. And they call him safe. That was close. Good throw from White. Starting to get a little chillier out here in the Allegheny County. This one, just missing. A ball. Tigers just taking the lead here under the lights, as our lights are becoming a lot more useful now that the sun has really gone down. Again, not exactly the clearest of skies. I guess this is what news stations would rule partly cloudy. Two balls, one strike, two away with a runner on third. Next pitch from Fogarty. This one popped up. Brett Moore calling off everyone. But so is Kranz. Called off at the last moment. He'll lay off. Brett Moore making the catch. And that is a big out 3. So still, North Allegheny has scored in each of the innings, 1, 2, and 3. And through 3, they lead 5-4. Shaker needing to play a little bit of catch-up, as now they're down in this one. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Wexford, Pennsylvania. We'll be right back to continue as we move into the middle inning number 4. Malachi Kranz is going to be the first man due up for Shaker in the new middle inning, the 4th inning. 5-4 now your score. The Tigers are leading it here at their home state, might as well say. Ohio versus Pennsylvania is what we got for you here today, and Ohio's looking for the win. There's some good contact off the bat. Kranz sends that one over the left side. A real difference between the players of these two schools is just the size. And again, when you got 2,700 students enrolled in one school, like North Allegheny, almost double the size, you're just going to have more to choose from. There, a swing and miss, went down low with it. So now it's an 0-2 count after the foul and the swing and miss. Now looking to go down on 3, but Kranz typically good at batting in these situations. Now we get time called and granted to Kranz. Suba with the next on its way. This one's sent over to the right side. Will it bloop down? And it will! That'll get down and eventually actually hitting off of a fielder and making its way into foul territory. But there you go, a bloop single for Malachi Kranz, maybe will be scored as an error, but for now, not the case, as all we know is Kranz, the tying run, is on first as the leadoff guy. Casey Robinson is the next man up. Number 5. 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out his first time up. The only strikeout victim so far for Shaker. Strikeouts really, really hard to come by. Only one strikeout for the Tigers as well. Here's the pitch. This one fouled over to the left side. That'll make its way into the parking lot and one hop over to the building, that North Allegheny Senior High School. Again, they got 2 of these high schools. They got the senior high school, they got the intermediate high school. The intermediate high school taking care of grades 9 and 10. The senior high school, 11 and 12. Here's the, oh, and Kranz, yeah, he took the jump. So that pickoff attempt is going to get him. My goodness, Kranz thinking of making the jump to second, and make that jump he did, but he is caught on the pickoff throw. So that's out number 1. And that's just tough. So still 0-1 the count to Casey Robinson. Again, this batter, Casey, is not batted. Here's the pitch. And in there for strike 2. Hasn't been up to bat since April 10th. It's been over 2 weeks. And that's the only 2 at-bats he's taken in Ohio against Euclid. That one down low and away. It'll be a ball. Ball 1 to Robinson. And yeah, the other 3 games he's been up to bat, it was in that San Diego tournament. Here's the pitch. Down low. Ball 2. Robinson working a good count now. Good patience from him, and it would be nicer if you had the runner over at first, but again, that pickoff throw just successful as Kranz, right as the motion was made to first, he made that jump over to second, and it was just too late for that reaction to dive back. That pitch down low once more. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away to Casey Robinson, yet to get on base this season. He's looking for here. Suba gets the signal from his catcher, stands up straight. Here's the payoff. Cut on this one, sent down the third baseline. This is going to be a tough throw across the diamond, but Casey Robinson, not the fastest. They're able to get the throw quickly from Shaw over at third. So, 2 guys up so far, 2 down, and it didn't come from 2 easy outs. Again, one is a pickoff throw, that other one a ground out to third. And now Cole Klein is the next man. Klein, his first time up, did get a hit. Not able to get anything going on the board, however, as he was left on base. 1 for 1 with a single. First pitch to him in a new at-bat. That one's in there for strike 1. Shaker down by a run. So 1 swing could change the narrative of this one. Next offering, lefty on lefty. This one's sent through up the middle. And that's going to be another single for Cole Klein. 2 for 2 now on the day. 5-4 still your score, but now it's a good chance for Shaker to get some runs and maybe tie this one up at 5 apiece. Top of the 4th, almost halfway through the ball game. But not just yet, so hold your horses. Klein stands off of first. Here's the pickoff throw. This time, Klein back in safely on the dive. Brett Moore 0 for 2 to begin his day. Hasn't struck out. He's put him in play, but couldn't make it happen either time around. Here's the first pitch to him, upstairs and away. There's ball 1, 2 outs. But let's see if Shaker can get a 2-out rally going now. In a rather tense position. They've got to get some runs now, especially down by 1. We'll see if Fogarty takes the mound once again. He's been struggling. That one off the mark again. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. Shaker leading hits. However, the main difference has been errors. It's 2-1 advantage Shaker. And Shaker has also walked one, but hit three guys with pitches. That one was fouled over to the right side. So now we're going to get strike one to Brett Moore. Suba leans forward. 61 pitches so far. 62nd will be making its way to Brett Moore, but now Moore is going to call time. Suba threw his 61 pitches, 35 hitting the strike zone. It's not the best of ratios, but not at all a bad one, especially compared to what we've seen from a lot of guys. Currently, that's actually better than Fogarty's. He's hitting the strike zone on less than half of his pitches, 60 pitches, 29 hitting the zone. That pickoff attempt, once again, unsuccessful. However, we saw it successful earlier. So you might as well keep trying, hoping to get that same kind of attempt that we saw from Malachi Crans. Here's another attempt. My goodness, he could not be doing this in the MLB. In the MLB, they implemented that rule where you can only make that pickoff throw only a certain amount of times. I believe it's only about 2 or 3. Here's the next pitch. This one grounded. Will it get up the middle? It doesn't look like it will be. The shortstop going to tap on second himself, taking the force out, and there's out number 3. So we're halfway through this one. Fogarty back to the mound. He's through 60 pitches, 29 of which are strikes. Let's see if he can clean this one up and throw up the first 0 on an inning. So far, he's yet to do so. 2 have come across in the first, 2 in the second, and then 1 in the third. North Allegheny leads here at their home stadium 5-4. We'll be right back with the call of the bottom of the fourth. We've actually got a defensive substitution, as you can see it right in front of you. Quentin Garnett, now the catcher here for Shaker Heights. And let's see what he can do. That means he's going to be due up next inning for Shaker, as it would be Will Tig and Will Berglund. And it was to be White, but now it's Garnett. Those two always behind the dish whenever they get the opportunity. It's really just split time between the two. Garnett will also sometimes be over there at third. White will sometimes be a designated hitter. Here's the first pitch of the new inning, down low. Fogarty struggling to hit the strike zone so far. Again, hitting on less than half of his pitches. And Paragary, the new batter, that one in there for strike number 1. We split this at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, as we're just getting started in the bottom of the inning. Here's the kick in the offering from the righty. Righty on righty matchup. A tapper that Fogarty's able to pick up in the infield grass. He'll make the flip on to first, and there's out number 1. Shaker down 5-4, but they are very much in this game. They got all 4 of those runs in the first. And so far, zeros up in the last 3. There he pauses in the middle of the windup, delivers, and that'll be outside the plate. Bottom of the 4th inning. Shaker leading in hits, looking to keep it that way. They're only up by 1, 6-5 in that department. They're also up in an error, 2-1 in that department. So you win some, you lose some. 2 balls, no strikes currently to Shaw, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Righty on righty. That one's in there for sure. There you go. There's the signal for strike 1. One away. After that ground out, back to Andrew Fogarty. Just had to make his way a couple steps to the left to make that play happen. This one skied over to right field. Landever at first makes his move in, now back, now to the left, and he'll make the grab. So there's 2 outs now. Fogarty with a much more efficient inning now. And that's what we're liking to that's what we like to see. Excuse me, that was Sam Luther, number 11. Typically the third baseman decided to shock me from behind after taking a little restroom break. There you go. That first one was off the mark for ball 1. Next pitch. This one a tapper over to the Red Raider dugout. Nemo Crosby picks it up and delivers it back to Fogarty. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch on 2 outs. That's a rainbow in there. 70 pitches now for Fogarty. One ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Off the mark. Tried to get him to chase at something outside of the zone. Wouldn't work. Fogarty 1 strike away from what would be strikeout number 2. He's walked 1, but he's also hit 3 with a pitch, so he's just got to clean that up. That one very much down low, and it'll work it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're going to get a new baseball here as it is sent from Garnett to Fogarty. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Base is empty. To the batter, Posey. Here's the payoff, and he swung very much late, and that's going to be a big strikeout for Fogarty. A 0 thrown up on the board the first time that's happened for the Tigers, and that takes us to the end of the 4th inning. Shaker losing this one by a score of 5-4, and let's just tell you the news of the story. Shaker winning in hits so far, 6-5. It's really been the pitching matter for Shaker that has set him back. Fogarty has been off to a bit of a shaky start. They started off pitching, Shaker's offense started off really phenomenally. A RBI that sent Tagan home, and then a 3-run shot over behind me in right field. After that, nothing for them on offense, so they just need to pick up that momentum again. And with this part of the order in Will Tagan, who's due up next, Will Berglund, and then Quentin Garnett, that's very much something that they can get going. However, for the pitching standpoint, Fogarty's struggled. However, he's grown into this game moving forward. He led in 2 in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, but he just threw up a 0 in that last inning. He's looking to continue that moving forward. It was only a 13-pitch inning from him there. That was his most efficient inning yet. Let's see if he keeps that going. Let's see how much longer he can go. Again, a 73 pitch count already. It's 36 hitting the strike zone, so it's not a good ratio there. However, he's able to clean it up, especially from what we saw from that last inning. Again, Will Tagan is going to be the first man due up. Let's see what he can get going. He has been really efficient at the plate. Can he keep it up? Answer soon to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Pennsylvania. Shaker losing this one by a run. 5-4 is your score through 4. 3 more to go. The 5, 6, and 7. If it is to be decided in regulation. You never know. Shaker actually in their last 2 home games have walked it off. They walked it off just yesterday against Mayfield, winning it 7-6 through 8 innings. And then before that, Normandy, which is actually the last time Fogarty pitched. And yeah, Shaker won that one, 8-7. That was a chilly one. So Will Tagan, one of the better guys to get this Shaker lineup started, 1 for 2 on the day here today. He got a hit his first time up, and he came across to score. Again, he was that first run to score. It was Nate Landever to get the other three to come across with a 3-run shot out in right field, bringing home Nemo Crosby, who was pinch running for Braden White. That pitch down low for ball one. And then also Will Berglund, who had gotten the hit as well. Berglund, who's in the on-deck circle, he's 2 for 2 on the day. He's got an RBI and a run scored because he was the one to bring home Tegan. That pitch down low again, ball 2. We got a new pitcher in, by the way. It's Moore, Colin Moore, number 17. Again, these Tigers in those Cleveland Heights Tigers looking uniforms, that yellow and black color scheme is something that Shaker's just not really liking to see, especially after just taking them on Thursday, or excuse me, on Wednesday. Their game Tuesday was rained out. On Monday, they got their only loss in their last 7 games. Other than that, 6 wins over their past 7. It's been really good runs lately for Shaker. They're looking for their 7th of 8. Let's see if they can do it. 3-1 the count after that one was laid right in there. Here's the next pitch. This one sent up the middle right off the bat. You knew that had some good pop to it. And Tegan going around first, but stay there as he is the leadoff single for Shaker Heights. Will Berglund 2 for 2 on the day, looking to make it 3 for 3 if he can with a knock here. Again, he's already got an RBI bringing home Tegan. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a replication of success. So again, so far, strikeouts hard to come by. Fogarty actually leading the opposition in strikeouts. He's gotten 2 so far, while Allegheny has only gotten 1. That pitch down low. 1-0 the count. Shaker down by 1. A 1 swing from Berglund could actually give Shaker the lead. This one sent over to the second baseman. They're going to look for 2 here. There's 1. There's 2. Holy. Another double play for North Allegheny. And that will take care of Tegan, and it's going to take care of Berglund. The 2 most dangerous guys in the lineup all at once. 2 outs now. It's going to be Quentin Garnett getting his first chance up at the plate. Braden White came in 0 for 0 on his day after walking twice. But they decided to split these 2 catchers on the day. And so Quentin Garnett getting his first opportunity. He takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. He enters in batting .326. He has really been doing well. Here's the next 2, also down low, ball 2. He's gotten hits in 6 of his last 7 games. 2 of those being more than 1 hit. And yeah, in that 1 home game against Menor, he went 4 for 4. This one grounded over to the shortstop. He'll handle the throw in time and on target. So 3 up, 3 down. Go the Red Raiders, especially on that double play. And let's see, does Fogarty come back out? And yes, indeed, he will. Shaker down by 1, looking to keep it that way here in the bottom of the 5th. However, only 6 more outs to work with for Shaker. They're very much in this game. They're looking for a comeback. Let's see what they've got in them. Fogarty, the starting pitcher, still in there as we are 3 innings away from the conclusion of this one. Shaker down by 1. It's really been a close one, what feels like all game long. Shaker started off leading 4-0, especially thanks to that right fielder Nate Landever getting that 3-run shot in the first inning. However, after that, North Allegheny have done work on offense as well to counter that. That first pitch fouled over to the left side. The batter, number 25, J.D. Costanzo. Had to make sure I get that pronunciation right before the game. Here's the pitch. Cut on, missed. Pitch number 75 there from Fogarty as he's 3/4 of the way to the century mark. He's got those 75 pitches, 38 hitting the strike zone. Here's the next one, upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Costanzo, 1 for 2 on the day so far. Only 1 extra base hit so far for the Tigers. And this next one, going to be a shot over to O'Shea Howard. Howard handles, makes the throw on the first. Casey Robinson catches out number 1. Yes, out number 1. So we started off with Kranz over at second as well. He's been replaced by O'Shea Howard. And behind home plate, as mentioned, Braden White came out before last inning as Quentin Garnett came in. Out in the outfield and the rest of the infield, same kind of thing. That one's in there for strike 1. Good call, umpire behind home plate. North Allegheny down here in southwest Pennsylvania actually. Ooh, there's a good blast over in right field. Good catch! A running grab from Nate Landever brings home out number 2. I was going to say, a random fact, if you're a big Browns fan, the fullback Tim Manoa actually attended here. But name you're more than likely to have heard, Christina Aguilera attended the North Allegheny Senior High School. Here's first pitch of a new at-bat. This one fouled back. Some other random bits about the school, you're actually going to get that their school day, if you look on the website, their school day starts an hour before, but the benefit, it ends an hour before that regular kind of start time that you see from Shaker. They start at 7:23 in the morning. Shaker typically starting at 8:20, and then they end at 2:15. Shaker, of course, with their wacky schedules, they, I believe, will typically end around 3. Let me just say that. Around 3. That one in there, strike 2. 1-2 the count. 2 away. Fogarty looking for back-to-back zeros thrown up on the scoreboard here for Northern Allegheny. There, a hot shot off the bat will be fouled over to the right side into the trees. Northern Allegheny, 11-3 so far on the season, looking to go. Oh, but there, he's going to go. Down on strikes. A big swing and miss is going to be out number 3. So Fogarty, back-to-back zeros thrown up on 2 back-to-back innings, inning number 4 and 5. But Shaker's got some work to do on offense. See what they got in them. They got 6 more outs to work with. They're down by 1. 5-4 is your score as Shaker is on the road in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. Thanks for tuning in. C.J. Landrum going to lead off Shaker's offense here in the top of the sixth. Shaker with 6 more outs to work with as they're down by 1. Here's the pitch, and that's going to run in and get him. So that's a way to get you started. We'll more than likely get a pinch runner here, and let's see. Typically, that's what we see, and both coaches already calling time, and now Nemo Crosby makes his comical run across the diamond as usual, and now he'll get a bit of appreciation to C.J. Landrum, and now Crosby is over at first. So leadoff man on. Nate Landever got a 3-run home run in the 4th. Looking for something right here. He's 1 for 2 with that home run. And Shaker's been putting it in play. The unfortunate thing is North Allegheny has really limited errors over their last games. They seem to either have 0 on a game or 1 on a game. It's really not much more than that. We should be seeing some relief come in for Shaker. We just, I believe, saw Eli Stolfus come back into the dugout after heading to the bullpen. Let's see if he gets his opportunity at things. Here's the kick and the pitch. This one fouled over to the North Allegheny side dugout. That'll be strike 1 to Landever. Nemo Crosby. The runner over at first. Landever could use a big hit here just like he had in the first. Got to give him some appreciation for that. Here's the 0-1. Nemo Crosby going to steal second, and bad transfer from Hirschberger. That'll bring Crosby into scoring position with nobody out. We've got an even count as well after that one was down low. 1-1. Nobody out. 5-4. Shaker losing by 1. They're leading in hits. Again, they've gotten a lot of balls in play. Only 1 strikeout for the Tigers. That one's in there. Strike number 2. This pitcher, Colin Moore, looking to get his first strikeout here on a 1-2 pitch. He checks the runner in Crosby. Now the offering fouled back into the caging. Top of the 6th, runner on second to O'Shea Howard, escaping the on-deck circle to send this one back to the umpire behind home plate. He's the next man due up for Shaker Heights. Again, Malachi Kranz was the man there before, but O'Shea Howard took over defensively in the the bottom of the last inning, inning number 5. Nemo Crosby looking to steal third. He's in with a dive. It's going to escape. Does he make an advancement over to home? And no, he doesn't. He'll stay put at third, but that is huge. Now 1 flyout can be a sacrifice to bring home Crosby. That was huge. Big steal for the Red Raiders, and now let's see what they got in them. Nate Landever with a 2-2 count. Nobody out here. Here's the pitch. Whoo! Just missing. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run over at third. In what is a lovely atmosphere for some Friday night baseball. First night game that Shaker has played in this season. Didn't play in any last year either. Here's the pitch upstairs. And that's going to be ball 4. So Nate Landever taking his spot over at first. Runners at the corners with nobody out. And now we're going to get a mound visit here. O'Shea Howard would be the next man up. He is 0 for 0 as, again, this is going to be his very first time in here. Howard through 45 plate appearances is working an average of 263. He's got 10 hits, 8 singles, and 2 doubles. Nothing more than that. However, something to also note is he has walked a considerable amount. 6 times. He's been hit by a pitch only once. And that was in that last game against Mayfield just yesterday. Nemo Crosby over at third. Nate Landever on first. Runners at the corners with nobody out. Great opportunity here for O'Shea Howard to bring home a run. Even if you just line this one out into the deep outfield, it'd be opportune for that to happen. Be really good for that to happen. Haven't had a run come across the score since the first. That pitch down low. Landever was making his way to second, but he holds up, heads right back. Oh, won the count to Howard. Howard leaning back. Now he's showing bunt. And he went. There's strike two. Might have hit the strike zone as well. I believe that's the case. So already a bit of a rough count for Howard. 0-2 for number two. Moore. Colin Moore, the relief pitcher, checks the runner at first. Now this one lined right into the glove. Nate Landever's got to get back to first. And oh my goodness, it's a triple play. Whoa! They got the force out over at third and throwing it across the diamond, and Landever is out at first. Wow! Now that is something special. And something just really unfortunate if you're Shaker. No way. We're going to get a relief man now. Just a bit speechless after that one. We're going to get a relief guy. It's going to be the freshman Wesley Lewis. Last time up, actually, we're going to save that for when we come back into the bottom of the sixth. Let's just say last time he pitched, and he pitched immaculately. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Baffled after that last triple play. Wesley Lewis is going to be your new pitcher on the bump for the Red Raiders. He pitched against Cleveland Heights just 2 days ago in relief. He came in, pitched 9 innings, pitched 9 pitches, pitched 9 strikes, and he got 3 strikeouts. It was an immaculate inning for the freshman. First time I've ever seen something like that, and from a freshman, it was just something really nice to see, to close out the game as well, and to beat your big-time rival, the Cleveland Heights Tigers. However, Shaker currently struggling with these Tigers. Hirschberger, number 5, is the first guy up, number 8 in the order. And now it looks like we're already going to get a bit of a visit here from Quentin Garnett. A brief one. He heads back, puts his helmet right back on, and he squats back into his position behind home plate. Wesley Lewis, 1 pitch, 1 ball. Not much to talk about, but something I guess that already brought Garnett maybe a communication issue. Here's the next pitch, tipped back into the glove of Garnett for strike 1. Wow, that that top of the 6th was just baffling. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and it was a triple play. Just a hot shot right into the glove of the pitcher, Colin Moore, and he threw on to third for out number 2, and then Nate Landever was already halfway, or actually more than halfway to second. Got thrown out at first, and yeah, that was something interesting. And something just really unfortunate for the Shaker offense. Here's the 3-1, grounded off the glove of Wesley Lewis. And this is a tough play, and neither of the middle infielders can make it. So that's going to bring home the or excuse me, that's going to bring the leadoff guy to first. Bit chilly. I'll blame that on the mess up of my speech a little bit here today. Same kind of thing we saw against the Cleveland Heights Tigers. Shaker down by 1, looking to keep it that way here in the bottom of the 6th. They've got 3 more outs to work with on offense, but you got to get there first. This one's fouled back near side over to the caging. Andrew Burley exiting the dugout to pick this one up and bring it back into the Shaker space. 0-1 the count. Wesley Lewis, number 12, the freshman, delivers. Cut on upstairs for strike 2. Mancuso, 0 for 2 on the day. JJ in right field here today. Wesley Lewis checks the runner over at first. Now here's the pitch off the plate. That'll be ball 1. Tried to get him chasing at something outside. This is a really lovely atmosphere. Just not really anything you're finding at Shaker Heights' high school ball field. That one upstairs again, 2-2. The lights are on, and it's just really a fun kind of game here. Imagine if Shaker is able to get the victory now. But they're really going to have to do work on offense. This one's sent over to the shortstop, Brett Moore. The flip on to second. The throw on to first, and he'll get it. Good pick by Casey Robinson to keep it in front of him, but it'll only get 1 out. Shaker really hasn't turned many double plays at all this season. They've been really rare. However, the Tigers have already done so a couple times here today. And also a triple play that just happened moments ago. 1 out, 1 man on first in the form of Mancuso. Peeler is now going to make his way in. Miles Peeler is pinch hitting. This one down low. He's pinch hitting for the leadoff guy, Mason Smith. That first pitch was off the mark, ball 1. Lewis checking the runner at first, now showing bunt. This one a good bunt. Lewis going to pick this one up. The throw, and doesn't make the move to first. He'll keep it, and just couldn't find the timing over at first, and that's going to bring the runner into scoring position. Shaker losing this one 5-4. Wesley Lewis trying to keep the score where it is for his offense to come back in and get some work done. That pitch was inside. 1-0. The Tigers looking to get some more offense. They haven't had offense since the 3rd inning. This one is popped into left field. Cole Klein trying to get there. It's going to bloop right in front of him. This throw making its way home, and bases are going to be loaded with 1 away. You can assume the infielders are going to play this one in tight into the grass, but I guess we're going to find out and see. Owen Shaw is going to be the batter after Paragary just got that one into play. Just barely made its way in front of Cole Klein, just out of reach. Bases loaded. Shaw 1 for 3 on the day. Bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. In there indeed. Yes, bit of a late call, but we get it. 0-1 to begin this at-bat to Shaw. And this next one, off the plate. 1-1 the count, 1 away. Paragary off of first, Peeler off of second, and it's Mancuso off of third. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, and indeed it is. There is strike number 2. Lewis could really use a strikeout here in a 1-out bases-loaded situation. Lewis, already with 17 pitches. Here comes his 18th. Upstairs. 2-2. Fogarty outside of the dugout, currently stretching out after his pitching performance. Now it's been given up to the relief guy, the freshman, who just had his last pitch fouled off over to the right side and by those trees. The last the final numbers for Fogarty, he pitched 5 full, only gave up 5 hits, but he gave up 4 earned runs as he also gave up a walk and he hit 3 batters. Here's another 2-2 as we do it again. Oh, it's going to run in and get him. He hit a runner in. Oh, no. Had 2 strikes on him and he hit him. So move this score to 6-4. That hurts. Shaker was so close to tying this one up with runners at the corners and nobody out, and then it was a triple play. Shaker just not getting the same kind of lucky plays as the Tigers have. Granted, it's just been situational, and it's just been good awareness as well. This one fouled off right by the dirt. Quentin Garnett grabbing this one and sending it back to Wesley Lewis. That'll be strike number 1. Wesley Lewis could have really used that strikeout, but it just didn't happen. Posey 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the next to him. Upstairs. 1-1 the count. Posey 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Let's see if it happens again. This one? That should be a strike, and indeed it is. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 run has come across. Only 2 innings have not brought in a Tiger runner. There, a big swing and miss. It'll be a strikeout for Lewis, and that's a big bounce back out if you're Lewis. After just hitting in a run by hitting a batter, you could really use that here. Good work by Lewis, and now he's got to keep it here. 2 runs to the deficit as the Tigers lead it. Shaker's offense has been limited to only 4 runs in the first, nothing since. Here's the pitch. Oh, tough call from the umpire, but it's going to be the call that he gives. Costanzo, the batter, taking ball 1, I suppose off the plate, but again, that was very close. That one was off the plate. Can't complain about that one. 2-0 the count, 2 away here in a 2-run ball game. Runners load the bases. Costanzo 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. This one lined in the left. Is that going to get down fair? Oh, just barely foul. If that had gotten down, that would have scored 2. Maybe even 3. Everyone take a breather. That's strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Costanzo 1 for 3 on the day. Number 25 batting left. Costanzo, the middle guy in the batting order, number 5 in that order. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back into the netting. And that's big. Strike number 2. We're evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs the deficit. Here we go. Big pitch coming here. The 29th of the inning from Lewis. Off the plate, ball 3. Holy, this is probably the most intense pitch of the inning. Or of the game, excuse me. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, the payoff pitch. Come on, missed! Big strikeout for Wesley Lewis. He'll get 2. He will hit a batter with a pitch with the bases loaded, getting a run in. Were the Tigers. And hits are even, 7-7. And now Shaker's offense really has got to get cooking. It'll be Casey Robinson due up with Cole Klein in the top of the order and Brett Moore behind him. They got to get cooking. 2 runs the deficit here. 6-4 your score as we head into the final inning number 7. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum on behalf of Shaker Heights Athletics out here in Wexford, Pennsylvania. We'll be right back for the call of the final inning. And these are the kind of moments where Shaker baseball is determined to not be the last out. The first batter up is going to be number 5, Casey Robinson, the first baseman batting left up against a right-handed batter. Here's the first pitch, down low, very much so. Barely made its way to home plate. Colin Moore, still the guy in there for North Allegheny. And let's see if it remains. That pitch upstairs and in tight, so that's going to be 2 balls. We'll see if fatigue becomes a factor. 23 pitches from him now. And the 24th will be making its way. And it's also off the mark. Ball 3. Cole Klein would be the next man due up. Behind him, Brett Moore, who's the number 1 guy of the order, number 1 on the team as well. That one, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. That's a way to get it started. Casey Robinson takes first. 0 for 2 on the day, but there you go, 1 for 3 in taking a base. Cole Klein needs a good AB here. Klein 2 for 2 on the day, looking for 3 for 3, especially in what is now a big position for him. 6-4, Shaker Heights down on the road. Moore checks the runner at first. Now here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1, 5 straight balls. Gotta wonder how soon that head coach of North Allegheny is thinking about bringing in a man in relief. Here's the next offering. Off the plate, 6 straight. Holy. And now we're going to get a mound visit from the catcher, Hirschberger, coming out. Now it looks like the umpire also going to say to the Shaker Heights dugout to stop being as loud as they are. He makes the motion with his hand, as you saw there, said, hey, we're done with that. So Shaker wanted to still keep vocal. That's really the spirit of the team. Let's see what they do now. Colin Moore, 6 straight balls, a 2-0 count now on Klein. That one's laid right in there for strike number 1. Casey Robinson, the runner on first. The tying run is at home plate in the form of Cole Klein. Colin Moore with the kick in the offering. That one very much down low. And that's ball 3. His last 8 pitches consist of 7 balls and 1 strike. Big position here for Cole Klein. Orange bat above the left shoulder. Colin Moore checks Casey off of first. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4. That's huge. The tying run is on at first, and the go-ahead run is in the right-handed batter's box. Behind him would be Will Tagan, still nobody out in the top of the 7th. And now we're going to get a mound visit. We'll see if we get a change here in personnel. We very well might after Colin Moore walked the first 2 guys of the inning. They have 2 insurance runs to work with. They're up 6-4 here at their home territory. It's gotten very much chilly. Now it's nothing but black up in the sky above us. And, yep, they're going to stick with Moore. So it's Moore against Moore. Same spelling, different first name, of course. It's Colin against Brett. Colin Moore wearing number 17 for the Tigers. Brett Moore, the right-handed batter for Shaker Heights. Let's see, what can he do here? He's 0 for 3 on the day, entering into today with an average of .235. Casey Robinson on second. It's Cole Klein at first as the tying run. Tagan would be the next man up. Showing bunt is Brett Moore. He holds back at the last minute, but it's ruled strike 1. Brett Moore doesn't like the call. Now he's going to get his signal from head coach Stephen English over there at third. The first base coach, assistant coach Joe Welsh. 0-1 the count to Brett Moore. Here's the next one, showing bunt once again, and this one's fouled back. Oh, no. 2 strikes now to Brett Moore, and now you can't do it again. Because if this one's fouled off, there's a big strikeout that Colin Moore is going to really want. So now big pitch right here. 2 men on for Shaker, nobody out, and a 2-run score. This one sent over, hot shot over to the right side. Watch out, Joe Welsh. Will Tagan bringing a replacement ball to the ump. So we're going to do it again. No balls, 2 strikes here. Klein on first, Robinson on second. Here's the 34th from Colin Moore. That one taken low and away. Big take, a tough take if you're Brett Moore. I mean, at this point, you just always feel like you want to swing at everything. Now the umpire going to clear off home plate. And now he's back behind the dish. Here's the pitch. This one's sent up the middle. Oh, one hop by the shortstop. He'll touch on second. The throw on the first. He should be safe, and indeed he is. Oh, that is big that Brett Moore got there in time. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And now it's showtime. Will Tagan up to the plate. This is where stars shine. Will Tagan is going to need it. 2 for 3 on the day. He went 2 for 2 yesterday with 3 walks in addition. And now we're getting a sign from the catcher. Tagan batting right. No balls, no strikes. We're just getting set with runners at the corners and 1 away. First pitch to him in tight for ball 1. Will Berglund would be next. Hoping he gets the opportunity. Last time, however, he grounded into a double play. However, he's got some good pop behind that bat. Next to showtime, Will Tagan. This one back into the caging. Foul. Will Tagan, nicknamed Showtime by the team. And he's looking for a big play here. 2 men on, 1 away. 1-1 count, here it comes. This one smashed over to the shortstop, the throw on a second, the throw on a first, and they turn to a big double play. Many double plays have gotten North Allegheny to where they are. They win this one by 2. Great start to the beginning for Shaker Heights as they started off leading 4-0, but they lose it 6-4 as their offense was limited to only that first inning. So 6-4 is your final here today. Nate Landever really the shout-out player for Shaker as he was able to get that 3-run blast in the first inning. But again, only offense came for Shaker in that first inning. Nothing else. They were shut out in all other innings from the second inning up to the 7th. And Shaker, they actually just barely got out hit 8-7. And the errors, they are still struggling with their errors. They got 3 here today. That is a big difference from what it was tomorrow. They got yesterday. They got 7 yesterday and actually 11 over the past 3 games. So 3 is an improvement, but they got to keep going. They had a streak in their season of, I believe, 4 games where they only had 1 per game. But now they're just needing to clean up and play some good baseball once again. And they started off, again, 4-0, but it was the pitching that really was the difference maker here today. Fogarty had a bit of a shaky start. He did grow into the game, throwing up 2 zeros in the final 2 innings he pitched, but those first few innings, he gave up at least 1 run. It was actually 2 in the first 2 innings, and that brought us to where we are. Wesley Lewis came in relief. He pitched well, but he did hit 1 guy in. And so, Shaker, in their overnight trip to Pennsylvania, they will lose this one to North Allegheny. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum. We will see you next week as Shaker comes back home and they'll be playing some more games back in Ohio. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum from Wexford, Pennsylvania.